Okay, it's June, and this is an update to what's been going on and what I've been trying to do. May 1st, I called the RCMP for the third time to find out if they are going to investigate Madeline Mueller, the Crown, Kathleen Livingston, and Judge Gunn, and the homicide detectives, along with the Hamilton police, and see if they can be charged with corruption and cover-up. I also called Adam from Go Public but had to leave a message. The RCMP office, from what the secretary said, the officer, his name might be Officer Habel. I'm not sure yet. I still haven't talked to him. I've left a few messages. Now it's May the 15th and I haven't heard from the RCMP or Go Public, but I did send Peter McKay a fax letter of what happened to my son and in court, and I got a reply in my Hotmail. They told me to get hold of Madeline Mueller, which of course is a complete waste of time. And they also said get a hold of Yashir Naqui, Naqui. So I have sent a letter or a fax to that person, and I also sent a fax to the Ombudsman. And I was hoping to get some help from them. So that Yashe person, no answer. Go Public, haven't heard from them or the RCMP. And June 22nd, the Ombudsman said they could not help me and told me Kathleen Wynne could. But I did find out that Rule 1 of the Crown is called a conflict of interest, which means they should not try a case if there is a relative, friend, or anyone else in respect of whom there is an objective, reasonable perception of a conflict of interest. The Crown should have disqualified themselves from this case. Kathleen Livingston is good friends with the Hamilton police, and they wanted this case shoved under the rug. And the police had a big part in this. Not going to help Dustin on the side of the road. They just wanted this to be quiet, go away. And Kathleen Livingston helped her, and along with a lot of other people. I also sent a letter to Tim Powers, head of the Crown Department in Hamilton. He sent me a letter which did not help at all. And this is my letter to him. He is head of the Crown Office. I asked him to stop this plea bargain. I sent him a few letters, and every time I talked to this guy, it was like borderline threatening, bullying me. There was no remorse from this guy. He was just trying to, like borderline intimidation. Nothing to put your finger on, but just the attitude, This is the letter I received. This is the letter I sent him. I received your letter, and it was of no use to me at all, which was a real surprise to me. The obligation of the Crown is to prosecute every charge or case that has a reasonable prospect of conviction, and that is in the public interest. That's the law. So since you are head of the Crown, how much more evidence would you have needed for murder 1? I believe there is a conflict of interest, and that's why a plea deal was done. Conflict of interest is where the Crown is assigned to a case involving an accused victim or material witnesses who is a relative, friend, or anyone else in respect of whom there is an objective, reasonable percentage of a conflict of interest. They're all friends. All of them. They're buddies. They go out for lunch together. And that the Crown didn't help them, and they're still helping them. The Crown should have disqualified themselves from this case. This was not done in my son's case. The police not going to the 491 calls and being friends with Kathleen Livingston, shouldn't this be conflict of interest? If anyone in your office would like to tell the truth to the RCMP, I'm sure the first person will get a break and the rest of you can rot in jail. Thank you for your letter and have a nice day. P.S. Officer Habel of the RCMP, and I left his phone number, is dealing with this case. No one is above the law, right? And you broke it. And that was one of the big rules. Just like the law on 911 calls. You have to believe it's the worst case scenario when you get one. And it was. They didn't do anything, and nobody cares down at the Hamilton Police Department. No one. But I am going to be getting hold of the new chief, and I'm going to be sending him a letter and see if we can we can get him to straighten things out. You know that, right? Can't win if you don't try. Okay, so... Okay, I also got the form for Freedom of Information Act, which is supposed to, I wanted to find out what happened that night. I asked for the information from the 911 dispatcher, who would have kept records of the police when they got the call and when they got there and when they left. That's part of what they do, the dispatchers. They would have known when they got down there exactly how long they were down there for and when they left the scene. That's what I asked for. We also asked for the police officer's name and badge numbers and the precincts from where they were from. And we were told that we could get these records and we had to wait 30 days. We paid our $5 for our records and we waited. So we went to Central Police Station and we got there. They told us they would not give us any information at all. So we left with nothing. How fair is that for the victims? Doesn't it seem like us victims, you think we were the criminals, the way we're treated by these. And these are public servants. Our tax money pays their salaries, and they're allowed to treat us like this. The victims. Wow. I don't get it. And nothing seems to be, no one seems to want to help us. Okay, let's carry on. Okay. The woman from the ombudsman office I talked to was called, her name was Dominique. When she said she could not help, but she told me that Kathleen Wynne could, I asked if she could get me her email, and she said she would send it to me in my Hotmail. But she never did. She knew what happened. I told her we needed help, and we don't have internet where I'm living, so she said that she knew that it was public information to get a hold of Wynne, and she never sent me anything back. And this was a woman. Wow, how caring and how considerate of the ombudsman's office. Geez, just more people that you think that maybe they all should be fired. Okay.